Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Psalms, Psalm 44 we're looking at today. This psalm is a lament, a truth-telling lament, asking where God is in the midst of a disaster. Now it starts off saying, our ears have heard the gospel, the word of God's work amongst our people, and how they're singing praises to God for past deliverance, how God worked miracles for his people in the days of Moses and Joshua, how God established them as a people, as a nation, not by their own efforts, but by his works, and how from the ancestors passed it on from generation to generation. That's the calling of faith, right? That we would pass on to the faith to our children. And it talks about how, we have put our trust in God. It's God who gives us the victory. It's not our efforts, not our sword, but we boast in your name. We praise your name. And we have been a believing and faithful people, it asserts in the first 8 verses. But, and this is the turn of the psalm, but now you reject us and you humble us. And again, this is truth-telling to God about how, you've rejected us. You, Lord, have made us abased. You've made us taunted. You've made us a byword to others. It's because of you, Lord, that we have been routed and been made spoil and slaughtered and scattered and sold into slavery. And it's accusing God for not taking care of his people, and how it's clear about the magnitude of the disaster that is facing them. Verse 10 is key to all of this. It says, you, Lord, have turned away. And so that these defeats are no accident. The Lord, who is in control of everything, right? The Lord has allowed these terrible things to happen. And what is this strange and alien work of God? To recognize, just as God is active in our victories, is to recognize that God is also active in our defeats and waiting for God's direction. So it goes on, it says, what do you gain from selling your people off into slavery? But there's a recognition that if God's people suffer such things, what will happen to the ungodly? So it goes on in verses 13 and 16 to say the people have been disgraced. Your people of faith have been covered with shame. And then it says, even though they recognize they're not sinless, we don't deserve this level of punishment. I mean, it's like Job lamenting to God. We have not forgotten you, Lord. We have been faithful, we've not been false to you, Lord. Our hearts, as it says in verse 18, our hearts have not turned back, our feet have not strayed from your path. If we had sinned, God, you would discover it, as it says in verse 21. Yet you broke us. You covered us with deep darkness. It's you, Lord, who is doing this. And they're not afraid in the psalm to declare, God, whatever's happening, it's not working for us. And so verse 22, it goes on, it says, for your sake, we willingly face death all day long. Now, Paul quotes this in Romans 8, verse 36, right? And talks about how unaccountable things do happen in the world, and either God is going to be a part of redeeming us or allowing those things to happen to us. And no matter what is happening, is that we are in the midst of spiritual warfare that inflicts damage upon us. And even when we don't deserve it, right? And it happens to us simply for believing in God. Jesus himself told us we would be persecuted because of righteousness and because of him. And so what will God do? What will be his answer? And again, the psalmist says, Lord, why are you sleeping? Why are you hiding your face? Wake up, get awake, rise and help us. And then verse 25, our soul is humbled in the dust. We have faith expecting to be restored because we look to you to redeem us because we know that your love is unfailing. Hey, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.